So you might ask me what I think needs to be done. There are a number of reforms that I think we need to institute in Congress. We need to look at the filibuster and reform that. There are longer-term reforms involving the gerrymander of the House and the way political funds are raised, which tends to polarize the Senate and the House. But right now, to your viewers, I would say, look at your representatives. There are a lot of good men and women there, but if some of them are being too ideologically extreme, they're not willing to forge sensible compromises, make a change. If they're being too partisan, and there's a lot of that going on, insist that they change those ways or make a change. You know, that's what we need, the kind of leadership that's willing to forge principle, compromise, structural reform, and the right kind of people. That's what it takes.
Do you think that the filibuster can be changed? Could that happen now while you're still in the Senate?
I think it can happen. Andrea, I go back to my father's time. You recall the great civil rights debates. The filibuster was being used to frustrate some basic, fundamental equities in this country. So the threshold was 67 votes in those days. They reduced it to 60. Now it's being routinely used to frustrate even low-level presidential appointees. So perhaps the threshold should be lowered once again.
Would you propose steps? Would you lead an effort in the Senate to change the filibuster rule? You'll get a lot of pushback from your own party.
Well, that's right, but Tom Harkin, some others have talked about this. I think it's something we need to do, perhaps looking at changing the threshold once again, down to 55. Perhaps saying things like administration appointees, other than the very highest ones, should not be subject to the filibuster, because it's just brought the process to a halt. And the public is suffering, so the minority needs to have a right. I think that's important. But the public has a right to see its business done and not routinely allow a small minority to keep us from addressing the great issues that face this country. I think the filibuster absolutely needs to be changed.